Men tell women that we don't like makeup, the nails, the eyelashes, all that extra stuff. Women fight back, and they seem irritated by that. They say things. So I get a lot of the same comments over and over, very repetitively from women, and they say things like, we say we don't like women who wear makeup, but then we'll go cheat on someone who has on all this makeup. So this is something that I want to explain to women that don't seem to understand. First and foremost, if we're telling you we don't like makeup, we don't like it. It's just that simple. Two, if he's cheating on you, it has nothing to do with makeup. That's number one. Number two, if he's going to cheat, he's probably going to cheat with somebody who wears makeup because most women wear makeup. That's not a good argument, and that's not even a proper response. If a man is telling you he does not like makeup and it's unnecessary for women to wear it, first of all, the proper response to that is not, well, if you cheat, it's that you're totally going somewhere else with that. That's number one. Now, something else women like to say is that men set the beauty standard, which is totally false. And I'm going to explain to you why. First and foremost, men do not tell women to wear makeup. They do not encourage women, for the most part, to wear makeup. Men are not going to tell you to go put a wig on, to do eyelashes, to go get lip injections, to get a BBL. We're not going to tell you to wear uncomfortable shoes unnecessarily. We're not going to tell you to put on these long fake nails and all that stuff and nail polish. Most of us don't stress those things. And for the guys that do, they only stress it because they know it's a big thing to women. So those guys are going to do or tell you or encourage the things that you like, the things that you care about, because they're important to you. Okay? We don't actually care about that. Now, here's the thing. Women also like to keep saying, well, men are visual. Men are visual. Yes, we are. That's why we're telling you, if we find you attractive without makeup, then why are you wearing it? We are visual, exactly. If we like you without it, why do you then still seem to need it? Now, if you're saying that we set the standard, then why don't you listen when we tell you we don't like it? So clearly we don't set the standard. Clearly, women see other women doing certain things, and then they want that same level of attention that they see those women getting, and that's why they do it. Now, women like to say that, no, that's not true. But if you look at the comments under these videos, there's a lot of women that are saying it's true also. So maybe it's not true for all women, but let's be real. Whenever men voice their opinion on things, women take it as an attack. That in itself doesn't make any sense. Then they try to turn around and throw it on us and somehow blame us for it. So there's never enough actual accountability. Now, here's something I really want to stress. Why is it a problem? How is it possibly a problem if a man that you are with is telling you that you do not need makeup? He values you as you are. Why is that somehow disrespectful? Why is that somehow out of line? Why is that somehow seen as an attack or something that's disingenuous or just any negative word or phrase that keeps being thrown out there? I really need somebody to explain this. Now, the other thing is, like, women like to say, well, why do you care? Why do you care? Just mind your business. So you can't say that when you're with the person. You're in a relationship. You're married to this person, whatever the case is, because this is the problem. So you're telling me the man that you're with, that you love and he's supposed to love you, you're telling me he has no say-so in anything that you do. He's not supposed to voice his opinion on how he feels. He's not supposed to say anything. So he's just supposed to just mind his business, be quiet, and let you do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, you want him to pay attention. You put on this makeup, you put on this eyeliners and eyelashes and the nails, and then what's the first thing you do when he doesn't acknowledge you? You get mad, you get irritated. You say, oh, you don't pay me any mind, you don't care, this and that. And you're probably stressing to him that he has to be the one that keeps up with that, meaning he has to help or pay for that upkeep, even though he's telling you it's not necessary. Now, another thing women like to say is, well, when you look at their social media, look at the stuff that they're liking these women with the, that realistically doesn't matter. There's no realistic correlation between what somebody likes on a social media post versus what they're telling you, the person that they're with, what they care about. It has nothing to do with anything. It really doesn't. And if you're worried about what someone is looking at on social media and what they might happen to be liking, that says a lot about you. That says a lot about your insecurity. That says a lot about you're just not really fully detached to reality, because it doesn't matter what someone looks at online. If that person is with you, then he chose you. He chose you. If he likes the way you look naturally, what is more empowering than that? I just don't get some of the things that people say. Now, attention. So there's women that like to say, well, they like these girls with the fake butts and this and that. Listen, let me tell you something. If you're in a room, if a man is in a room with 50 women that are enhanced, that is going to catch our attention. No doubt about it. It will grab our attention. Men are going to want to sleep with those women if they find them attractive. Understand that. Yes, you are 100% correct. But here's the thing that you're missing. Because you go off of your feelings, you go off of your own thoughts, and you don't pay attention, and you don't actually speak to men and ask them their thoughts and their opinions. Men will sleep with these women, but they don't really generally take them serious. They're not going to marry these women. They're not going to get in serious long-term relationships. They're not going to want to start a family with these women. Now, I think part of the serious disconnect is, again, if we go back to social media, that's where the majority of women get that's where they form their opinions at. You're looking at people on social media. You're looking at these different housewife shows and basketball wives and all this stuff, and you're looking at them, and they become the representation of what you think you're supposed to look like and what's actually going on in the world, when that's not really the case, because they are different. They're on TV. They are entertainers, so they are going to portray a certain image, because that image that they portray, they profit from it. It makes them money. So those people, it makes sense to some degree why those people will go get enhancements, because it does get attention and they end up making money off of that. But what most people fail to realize is the average person is not checking for those women. The average person that's not the average person. Now, here's another thing I keep saying over and over. The average woman who is not enhanced, whether you are skinny, slim, ugly, not ugly, whatever, the average woman has never had a problem getting men. Has never had a problem getting attention from men. Since when? Never. So why, when you see these other women and they're getting attention for getting enhancements, why do you say, oh, well, I have to go do that now because this is what men like? But then at the same time, you say that, and you say that this is the new beauty standard, so I have to do this to keep up. But at the same time, you women are running around saying, oh, I don't need a man, I don't want a man, or it doesn't matter what you say, why are you judging me? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Which one is it? The same women are saying, I don't do these things to compete with other women. So where are you getting this from? Because the average man in the street that's thriving and walking around in society every day is not telling women to go get a BBL. They're not. They're not stressing you to go get long fingernails and put a weave on. And the average guy is not stressing that. They're not. And you know that. The average guy doesn't even want to deal with that for the most part, because it's too high maintenance. It's annoying to deal with women that emphasize all of these materialistic things. So We got to really start breaking this down. When you know, all these excuses, when we have real conversation, these excuses start to get broken down, and they don't really hold any weight. And this is reason why a lot of women will find every way to distract the conversation, to get mad, to say, "Oh, mind your business. Why you care so much?" They'll find all these other buzzwords and say all these other things like, "Yeah, you know, you'll still cheat with somebody." You find all these ways to distract from actually having a real conversation. And the biggest part of having a conversation is actually speaking and listening to men. Because again, when we say what we like, when we say what we don't like and all these things, what we prefer, you find an issue with it. And then usually your points of reference to try to prove them wrong is things that you see on social media, things that you see on TV. You see entertainers and celebrities, and you base your points off of that. That is not reality for the average person. That is not relevant for the average person. But you're going around chasing those things that those people are doing, and it's realistically unattainable. I want you to really think about that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Salute.